So, Lee, today you have something you want to read to us.
Yes, I do. And I feel very passionate these days. Maybe it's going into winter. I don't know. And I know you guys are also familiar with the shifts that occur in mind, body, and spirit. But I want to start addressing some of my past research with you. Um, we've got about, 8 books out. We're about to have 10 probably by the first of the year. But in the Reality Pirate Chronicles, Volume 2, it's just a lot of fun. It's filled with ideas and artwork. And I'll tell you how this came about because I know you have these things happen too, the synchronicities, and you wonder, that just takes me out of body. It takes me out of mind, body, and spirit. It stops time for a little bit. So I was doing my practice, as you're well aware of driving up the mountain from downtown Missoula. We're up at about 3,500 feet up here. Coming up the mountain, I saw the way that this works for me, and it might work for you guys like this or differently, but I'm very visual. And so I will see in my mind's eye, like you're remembering a movie that you see the movie in your mind's eye. I saw the phrase quis ut Deus. And I thought, well, I know what that is. That's who is like God. And the story is, and I'll tell you the story about that, we'll address a little bit more, but that is the idea of the Archangel Michael biblically addressing satanic energies or Satan himself, saying, it's not you, who is it? Who's like that? Who is like it? So I thought, well, that's interesting. And I let that go. That was a couple days ago. So yesterday, I thought, well, I'll just pick up the Chronicles and I'll do what I like to do with some books. People like to do this with the Bible at times. I'll hold the book closed and I will close my eyes and I will focus on what would be a fun, great article that I can share with people verbally, that you don't have to go read or go buy a Chronicles. And I opened it to page 85. And what it said was quis ut Deus. There's a whole art piece I did on that's there. And when these things happen, these synchronicities to me, that says I am in alignment with what Spirit wants me to do at the time. Now, I know y'all have things like that happen. So I would suggest pay attention to that. And there's such a grace and dignity in that. So let's get into it. This is in the Chronicles 2. Quis ut Deus? Who is like God? Michael challenged Satan as he was thrown into the abyss, so goes the story. Mater Divina, the divine mother of eternal receptive intuition, now breathes life into old forms. Hate has an end date to it, and love doesn't. You can't have too much love. It's what holds everything together. I was thinking about that today, and it's not the emotion of, oh, I feel love. There's something deeper and much quieter and eternal. And that's what love is. It's the glue that holds everything together, absolutely everything. We have to destroy the old forms for the new to come in. That's kind of hard to deal with. I'll comment on that. But this is this Ray 1 energy that you can't pour the new wine into old bottles. And we have to gradually, slowly, or quickly grieve the loss of material things. It's frightening and debilitating, and forms die. That's what the masters refer to as desecration of forms. Getting rid of forms, making way for the new ones to come in. Sometimes you have to kill the body to save the soul, and not everything is karmic, but it can become that. In other words, if somebody is born in a very difficult part of the world, it can be said that they had the misfortune of being born in just an unfortunate place, because it's not always karmic. It can become karmic in the sense that you can evolve and grow from that difficulty and create some good. And suffering of others reflects on the suffering of the self. It's always the self that is suffering. It's the part that's changing. And that's the little self, little s. That's our personality that changes every life. It is what is the emotions, the mind, the body. Ray 1 of the 7 rays is suffering, destruction, and it's destroying of comfort or anything that's solid that we think is going to be forever. And we know it's not. It's always a shock, isn't it? The only thing that's forever is the soul and God. But we already know that. Anything that you can visibly see or anything connected to the 5 physical senses, that's going away. That's a tool for this lifetime. And it's a tool for other people. And it's how we evolve and grow. It's how we spiritualize matter. How we add that God piece, that grace to the physical world that's temporary. Some folks don't seem to grow in this lifetime as much as others, and there are so many reasons for that. Maybe they're just not interested in living in a locale unsupportive of such growth. Maybe they're just people who aren't surrounded by or grow up with people that encourage it or any reason you can think of. But usually, when the soul becomes more important than the personality, when we've lived thousands of lives, we start to see there is more than this physical world. And the only use of the 5 physical senses is to access the physical world. So, what is it? We start to search, we start to seek something other than, and that's when the search begins. And it's confusing at first. We don't have a clue. And then there are thousands of lives, and we begin to see older souls that they are the ones that are bringing the other people up behind them, so to speak. I really didn't say that right, but I think you know what I mean. There's consciousness to it. The young souls seem like it's taking them longer, but it's really just that they haven't awakened to it yet, right? There's still the physical, and it takes all of us more than one lifetime to get there. And there are people on this planet that aren't really old souls, but they've had thousands, if not millions, of lives in other star systems. Maybe they spent hundreds or thousands of years on the astral plane because they didn't want to come back into a body yet, but you will. When you come here to Earth, when you sign that contract, you have to start over with Earth rules. It's like all of a sudden I'm going to school in Iraq. Really? Do you speak Farsi, Zoli? Do you know the customs? Iran? Neither one. Do you know you can eat something called food? It's a brand new you in a new situation. But Earth school really is the hardest one in the solar system. You really do evolve and grow from this. I promise you really do. And as I've said before, Earth is the only planet in our solar system to produce a Christ. For some people, the environment is so different that they feel alien, even though a DNA test would validate their humanity. And they call themselves aliens. And I know how that feels. It's a little deceptive, but it's just a breadcrumb on the path. And there's so many explanations for that. I think mainly when we see that, it's just people that don't fit well into society. They don't know who they are yet. They feel disenfranchised. They're born into, for whatever reason, a society, maybe karmic or not, but we just have to figure that out.